Okay, I'm with Darren and Salmon. Surrey Cup adventure is over for another year. 2-0 defeat to a very strong Sutton United side. What are your thoughts on the game overall and the strength of the opposition that we played?
Yeah, evening Gary. First of all, I think we're very grateful for Sutton in putting out such a strong side tonight. I'm aware from conversations I've had with Paul and Bobby that they've not got the biggest squad this year and they're struggling with a number of injuries. So for them to put out, 7 or 8 recognisable players from the get-go, and most of them played 70, 80 minutes or 90, is a testament to, I guess, how they viewed us. And hopefully they would have had a good run out tonight, and they will be glad for the fact that they put out a good strength side, because I think it made for a good spectacle. Yeah,
I'd agree. I mean, whilst we think we may have had a better chance of progressing if we played a younger side, to see, as you say, people like Nicky Bailey, Ross Warner, Tom Bolleringwa, big name players,
absolutely.
It was just superb, really.
Fantastic, and a great, a crowd, I think, of 260, 270, somewhere around that sort of number I heard. And a good atmosphere for the lads to play in tonight. Some of those lads, would have played amongst bigger crowds perhaps, but probably not bigger teams or bigger stature of a club than where Sutton are at present.
No, that's fair enough. As you say, we may have played bigger in front of bigger crowds, but to play against a National League side is a completely different experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the lads had to be really on their game. I mean, if they were moving the ball about quickly, they always seemed to have time, and it was a lot of hard work for our lads. And you must be so proud of how they performed.
100%. I think when you watch a team like the calibre that Sutton had out tonight, you see the difference. Obviously playing and training 4 or 5 times a week or whatever their schedule is. And their academy boys that were in the squad probably train more than their first team lads, but nevertheless, we sometimes get an hour and a half a week with the lads, so that's a massive difference, massive void. And I think only in the last 5 minutes did it really tell, where we conceded the second goal due to fatigue, and we had a couple of chances before that to maybe have taken it to 1-1 and made it interesting. But fantastic for the lads tonight to see that up close and personal, see the movement, see the touches, see the intensity from Sutton, and when they drove very quickly, and I think the lads will have hopefully learned a lot from that today.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. When you look at some of I know it was a good team performance, but when you look at the individual performances, Ollie possibly came in for a little bit of stick at the weekend, not sharp enough maybe off his line a couple of times. Tonight he's made 3 or 4 really good saves.
Well, unquestionably, I think the lad has answered some critics. He's made 3 great stand-up stops with his legs, made himself big. He's handling under immense pressure. Sutton had a big side out today, was excellent. I can remember one that kind of got away from him and he got on it quickly, and his distribution and his kicking tonight was on point. So he had a fantastic game. I think had it not have been for the fact that collectively we felt that Hastings rightfully was given the man of the match tonight. And certainly he wore the armband this evening, and he led with the captain's knock. I think Ollie would have definitely run him close tonight for the man of the match accolade.
Yeah, mate, you're right on that. Going on to Hastings, he's a player that sort of had his critics earlier in the season. Maybe not so much this season, but last season. But since he's been given the armband, he seems to have grown in stature, and he's become a real dominant force at the heart of the back line. And at the moment, he's turning in man of the match performances week in, week out. And he looks a player who probably could have and should have played higher. Yeah,
do you know what, the collective, the squad, the players, management, everyone else has got an awful lot of respect for Craig. You see that, he's a big character. You miss him when he's not there.
Yes.
And his performances, I think, have grown this year. I think he's embraced the responsibility, and he's a consummate lad. You can't fault his attitude, his effort. And he wears his heart on his sleeve 110%. And me and him don't always see eye to eye. I think it's because of that, because we're both pretty outspoken. But I can't do anything else less than take me out off to the kid. His performances have been phenomenal, and again, like tonight, so outstanding.
Yeah, I think that's probably either his 5th or 6th man of the match performance this season, which says a lot for his consistency.
Yeah, it's not bad considering
how
few games we've played this year already, and he's missed a few from weddings and stuff.
Exactly.
So I think that makes it all the more impressive.
Going forward, we were always going to be up against it a little bit, but I think the boys put in a good shift. I mean, Ollie was getting some joy, a lot of pace, giving their lad a few problems, but probably that clinicalness that we needed in the final third was missing.
Yeah, do you know what? We knew that chances might be few and far between today, and I think my fear was, and it happened a little bit in the first half. I felt some of the lads played the occasion and not the game, and I just felt that we needed to perhaps be a little bit meaner in possession, give the ball away less, make them work a bit harder, because I think they had us running around, chasing the game a lot in the first half. And the second half, the lads reacted superbly well. But yeah, we was always going to be limited in chances. The best chances squirmed through to Geordie. I guess from what was a pretty poorly struck free kick, and again, we've snatched at the opportunity. Adam had a chance maybe to have snuck it in at the back post. It's squirmed away from him. If that goes in, different game. But listen, I've got nothing but praise for the lads today. There's, like I say, a core of people down here tonight that will have seen these boys for the first time and not know a lot about our football club. And I think today, hopefully, the one thing that they'll take away is that we've given a fantastic performance for them to watch. There's a few people that hopefully would have earned the respect of a few more local people today, and we're far more credible, I think, after that performance today. Yeah,
I think in hindsight, this was a sort of game we could have done with in our first season down here.
Yeah,
you could.
Well,
if we can, but you know what I mean. If you can turn in a decent performance, and you can get 10 people come back and say, "Yeah, we saw them the other week.
Yeah,
we'll go and watch them again. It's only a couple of quid to get in."
Absolutely.
Then that's ideal.
Yeah, and Sutton supporters benefit from a £3 admission, and I guess tonight we've put in the programme, come back on 3 selective games for £1. And the idea, we want bums on seats, and when Sutton have some of their monumental troubles, their supporters are great and they spend a lot of money fooling their team around. But if they're not going to go, why not come here and watch another local Sutton side? A lot of revenue goes back into their own club, so it's good. It's a win-win for them. But I think today would have given us that chance.
Yes.
Do I think 3 years ago that it would have benefited of us playing that game? I think it could have been a cricket score. I mean, we've matured an awful lot, and I guess I understand your point.
Yes.
I guess I understand your point, but I think in a footballing perspective, now's the right time for people to see us, because that's the sort of football that we're trying to play and the sort of brand that we're trying to create. And hopefully that will in turn, encourage people to come and watch us.
Cool. And a final word on Sutton themselves. How good was it that their manager took the time to come out of the changing room, come down to the lads on the side of the pitch, offer some good words and some encouragement? It just shows what a classy bunch they are, really.
Yeah, that's a great summation, really, Gal. I think we've got a great relationship with Sutton anyway. I think tonight has just gone on to cement that even more. Everything they do has quality, and we aspire to be, half as good as them. And if we get that, right, then we'll be doing really well. Paul Doswell took the time to come out and speak to my lads after the game tonight, and heaped some praise on them and said how well his boys tonight, which was a lot of first team lads involved in that, felt that we'd done and made it a really competitive game. So that's got to put our lads in good stead going forward. And like I say, massive thanks to Paul and his team and Marvin and everyone else down here today for making it a really enjoyable evening.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Des. Onwards to Balham on Saturday.
Cheers, Gary. Thank you.